Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We'll get started here momentarily. We'll start off with this week's X books, Spider-Man book, and as well as Alien and Star Wars. Kicking things off, we've got New Mutants number 18. Where we'd left off, Karma had asked Mirage to kill her in the Crucible so that she would be resurrected. I think the idea being that gets fully fleshed out in here. Some of the students were working on new power synergies under the tutelage of the Shadow King, and one of the students who had initially been involved was concerned. So that's really our big story arcs at the moment. So, basically, in the Karma and Mirage portion, Karma is able to contact her brother Tran's spirit, and the whole thing is so that the idea is basically that maybe if Karma is dead, her brother Tran's soul can be unentwined from hers, and so she's going to have Karma kill her in the Crucible so that both Karma and Tran can have their own lives again. We get a psychic rescue report about what happened. And so the day comes for them to go to the Crucible. Cosmar is not happy about this, as she had initially asked Mirage to kill her in the Crucible because Cosmar wants her body back before her powers inadvertently deformed her. And I mean, it's understandable, but it's definitely kind of pointing towards there's going to be a lot of, oh, this is all a misunderstanding type of thing. During the duel in the Crucible, Scout goes to talk to Warpath. Maybe, about a hypothetical situation. Totally not the situation going on with Enola, Rainbow, Cosmar, No Girl, and whatnot. It's totally about them. But in the end, Warpath says, hey, do you need help? Do you need someone to back you up? Of course, John says, no, hypothetical. But she does mention what's going on. She says that she doesn't want her friends to feel what she feels when she thinks about what people have done to her. And so Warpath says, if she says she's got it, she's got it. However, if she needs help, he'll be there. And she thanks him. So Scout tries to talk to her friends about what's going on, because she has had some other, she's been used by people. She was grown to be she's a clone of X-23, who was raised to be an assassin. Recently, she was manipulated by the Stepford Cuckoos. So yeah, she's been through quite a bit. Cosmar basically told her, shut up. And after that, this conversation happened in the boneyard, I might add. But Gabby tries to explain, hey, this is what's going on. And only rain, yeah. But, she'll, Gabby makes a point of also telling Cosmar that, her control is getting better. Because while she was angry, she animated the dead bodies in the boneyard, but didn't warp anyone. Wolfsbane and Gabby leave. Wolfsbane comes and talks to Gabby, and they leave together. And Wolfsbane takes Gabby to talk to the Shadow King. Okay, you've got misgivings about the Shadow King. Well, talk to him about them. We also get a non-action report to the council from Magic, basically saying, you asked us to help teach these kids. Well, you taught us, and so we started this by teaching them the way we thought, we thought you would do. But we decided that no, that's not what's needed. So we're teaching that. We're going to try and make them better than you made us. We're going to try to do better for them than you did for us. So, the duel in the Crucible ends with Karma's death. Then Karma is resurrected. It's not clear if now I think what might have happened. It's not clear, but it does seem that they were right, and with her being dead, they could unentwine Shan and Tran's souls. But there's not a body for Tran. So Tran isn't there, so we'll just see what happens there. Good issue. Like I said, I think the issue is building towards a misunderstandings and everyone. Things being worked out, but I still don't trust the Shadow King. He's sure he's a villain, but now he's basically been let somewhere where he can be a villain, but not. As long as the only thing he has to not do is harm the land. He can't harm the land. There are no humans on the island for him to kill, so can't break that law. So yeah, we'll just have to see where it all goes. But next issue will be part of the Hellfire Gala. So, which brings us to our next book, X-Men number 20. So this picks up from a plot point in an earlier issue of the run. Mystique wanting her wife back, Destiny. So she goes, she goes to talk to Forge. She wants a weapon, something that will deal a massive amount of damage. And she's been sent by Xavier and Magneto. So, but she's given a weapon and sent to the Soul's Forge. Make sure that Nimrod does not become active. As she arrives, however, it's getting to the point where Nimrod is about to be activated with the memories of Dr. Leah Gregor's late husband Erasmus, who was killed who sacrificed himself to try to save try and stop the X-Men strike team in during House of X. But he quickly notes that there's a mutant among them. And so, Mystique tries to make her escape and leaves the bomb. It'll create a singularity, but not a big enough singularity to endanger the sun. Erasmus duplicates himself, wants to go after Mystique, and again to save Dr. Gregor. But basically sacrifices himself, but he throws Mystique through the gate. And the director, let's see, what did we give her a name on this jackass? Dr. Devo explains that because of what happened, Nimrod is now active, but yeah, mutants don't just hate Orcus; they fear Orcus. So Mystique is resurrected, and she goes over what happened with Xavier and Magneto. And the whole thing was, that if she succeeded in her mission, that Destiny, her wife, would be bumped to the top of the resurrection queue. However, she failed. And once again, the words of one of the visions that Destiny had and told Mystique about are repeated. There will be an island, not the first, but the last. This place will seem to be hope for our kind. When those days come, remember these words: bring me back. And if you cannot, if they will not, then burn that place to the ground. And this is being stated as Xavier and Magneto go to visit Moira in her no place. Basically to tell her that Nimrod is active. And we then get a teaser for an upcoming X-Men crossover in the fall. Inferno. And that is where the issue ends. It's been an interesting. So yeah, next month will be the final. Will be the last issue of Hickman's X-Men series. The X-Men being written by Jonathan Hickman. He's still overseeing the family of books, but Hellfire Gala will see the end of this series. But it looks like we're definitely at some we're getting some interesting setup, and it's been a neat run with basically X-Men kind of giving us major plot points to here's the Vault, Orcus, Nimrod, Destiny, so on and so forth. So yeah, we're a good setup issue. It'll be interesting to see how all these everything pays off. We're going to to our next books. Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 26. Where we left off, Miles discovered he did not just have a clone, but rather 3. And he went to someone who has some experience in the matter. Peter Parker. So that Miles got to his clones, and yeah, they kind of whooped his ass. But they reveal themselves to him. And Miles tries to fight his clones, but it's 3-on-1, and they're actually designed to be better than him. So they take him down, but he does manage to get an assist from Peter. But one of them has psychic abilities and is able to put at least temporarily take down Miles and Peter, so that the three can make their escape. They discuss what's going on, and Peter says, "Hey, look." Basically, Miles is wanting to do all the things that Peter did during the Clone Saga, and Peter's like, "Whoa, hold it! I've done that shit. Don't. All right, take it from me. Don't do what you're thinking about doing there. Okay." But he gets back to school to work on a paper. Apparently, one of the clones texted his best friend Gank, or, or, or rather, texted his ex-girlfriend, and yeah. But Gank does is able to track him down and Miles is working on the paper, which is an essay, which is about what makes him unique. His family, his friends, his extracurricular activities. But in all honesty, he's not really sure. He doesn't know if he is unique. But Miles goes after them, finds them in an abandoned lab, destroys something they're working on, figuring that it's so they can make more clones of him. When the trio arrives, and turns out it was a cure. So of course they get mad, and they yeah, they beat her. They give him a bit of the old smackdown. Basically tell him that the lab was destroyed. It was the key to them staying alive. However, they're not going to suffer alone. When they die, the real Miles dies, and until then, they're going to make sure that every moment of Miles, the real Miles, is a living hell. Okay, so things are amping up in the Clone Saga. The third go round for the Clone Saga. May have to look back at the Ultimate Clone Saga once this wraps up, but good. I really liked Peter's whole thing of basically saying, "Hey, yeah, I did that when I was fighting clones. Don't be like me, okay? Use my name, sure, but don't be like me. I was dumb back then. I was dumb and written in an edgy manner. So yeah, don't do that." Once again, you know, Miles' Clone Saga is better than Peter's original Clone Saga. The Ultimate Clone Saga was actually pretty good too, and like I said, we'll probably look back. I might be looking back at that when this is over with. I'm not going to try and track. As much as I would love to track down all the various Clone Saga stuff and pour over all 5 billion books. Hey, I'm realistic, you know. Anyway, moving on, we've got Alien number 3. Where we left off, Gabriel Cruz has been sent up to Epsilon Station with a couple of Marines to basically make sure that the anti-corporate group that Cruz's son Danny was a part of didn't screw up their bioweapons research on the station. They did. So yeah, Cruz and the Marines pop up, and one of the aliens is there, and apparently one of the aliens is able to actually take pulse rifle fire. One of the guys is very badly injured. So Cruz asks the doctor present, what was done to the alien that would take gunfire. They continue through. We get a flashback to 20 years previously. One of the first run-ins that Cruz ever had with xenomorphs. But they find an old old friend of Cruz's, but they know he's got some scars on his face, kind of implying that he took a face hugger to the face, and so Cruz shoots him. And as the chest burster begins to hatch, we learn that the doctor with them is not Dr. Dorsey, as well. Cruz interviewed Dorsey, saw him for months, basically knew who Dorsey was. Explaining that it's not actually Iris Humphreys, an anti-corporate terrorist who Cruz accuses of brainwashing Danny. But the chest burster gets loose. Cruz puts it in cryo. But there's another one. This goes after the other Marine, and I just take some of his fingers, but yeah. Chestburster escapes, and a warrior shows up. However, the warrior is run off by a familiar face. Bishop, wielding a flamethrower. And it does appear to be the same Bishop unit that served with Cruz 20 years previously. Again, good issue. They're doing a lot. Each issue does appear to be doing more and more setup work. Kind of, yes, there's going to be something new we're going to see, but we don't. They don't want to show us the new thing. They're not showing us the new thing just yet. Presumably, the new thing we're going to see is the Alpha. Moving on, however, we've got our two War of the Bounty Hunters tie-in books, starting with Darth Vader number 12. So, apparently, in the last 11 issues, Darth Vader has, after the events of Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader has made an attempt at turn on the Emperor. After all, he straight up said to Luke in Empire Strikes Back, join me, and together we can rule. We can rule the galaxy side by side. We can rule the Empire together and bring order to the galaxy. That's not exactly the kind of thing that shows loyalty to the Emperor. And, well, yeah, he took it. He fought the Emperor on Exegol. Didn't exactly do too well either. But it's explained in the previously crawl. Emperor Palpatine finally revealed to Darth Vader a mere glimpse of his power on Exegol. It was enough to make Vader kneel before his master once more. Darth Vader is beginning to understand the full scope and might of the Emperor's plan for the galaxy. Now Vader's own plans must also change. But he's brought back to Coruscant, repaired, and Vader thinks about his son, and reflects on the first time he encountered Han Solo. It was shortly after the Battle of Yavin. While Vader was hunting Luke and, of course, his allies, but he actually used his lightsaber to deflect quad cannon blasts. And the Falcon was chased by Vader's TIE fighter, but he hit in a YT shipyard. Vader and one of the Imperial officers go to speak to a droid and learns, okay, the name of the pilot is Han Solo. All right. So yeah, he engineered quite a bit of what what would happen. The Falcon escaping, Bespin, you know. But he figured that his reliance on his friend makes Luke weak. And so, once he's fully repaired, Vader he's asking Ochi of Bestoon with him. Because he has a plan. And so, in the Outer Rim, Ochi meets with a Hutt. Turns out that Vader wants Solo. And so the Hutt in question is Boku the Hutt. And Ochi explains that, that while, Boku explains that Jabba has Solo was stolen from Jabba, but Jabba will recover him and his power will increase. But Ochi explains that Boku will recover Solo and give Solo to Ochi. And then Boku's power will increase. But there's a plan. And Boku just kind of I've got Imperial Conscience. None of them know of this. However, Ochi then reveals to Boku who it is he's currently serving. Darth Vader. And that is where the issue ends. So apparently the plan is capture Vader or capture Solo and, well, once again, use him as bait to bring Luke to him. Which brings us to the last book of the video, Dr. Aphra, number 10. Now, Dr. Aphra is a character I think maybe she may have popped up in one of the Tales of Age of Rebellion one-shots in a supporting role. She is an outlaw archaeologist, kind of something of an anti-hero. So, the quick rundown on what's been going on in the book. Rogue archaeologist Dr. Aphra is working for Domina Tage. The job is to steal experimental hyperdrive tech from Domina's rival, Biol Ariet. To get it done, Aphra has recruited smuggler Sana Staros, but the ruthless General Vokora and her Unbroken Clan syndicate are also after the hyperdrive. The trail is led Aphra and Sara to the Rebellion Center, where Biol plans to demonstrate his prototype. Bad news, it's a dangerous fake. Even worse, Vokora has arrived and she's taking hostages. So, Dr. Aphra and Sara are hiding. Sana are hiding. Sana, however, does wants to try and save people, but Aphra comes with a plan. Manages to at least somewhat con Vokora, while Sana is able to help the stormtroopers get in to do their job. Then on Canto Bight, Lucky, an occasional accomplice of Dr. Aphra's, has taken down a bunch of hitters. Turns out that him and his buddy were targeted and sent a message. Aphra manages to take the core out from the prototype. However, it then is hit with some blast bolts that explodes. The General survives. And on the Inquisitor, in Tage space, Dr. Aphra explains that the engine was destroyed. Sana is placed in a containment field. However, Aphra gives her the crystal core of the original Path engine. She's then given another. So then Tage gives Aphra another job, going after her runaway cousin. Who has been rather hard to get a hold of late. It's when he was last seen boarding a luxury leisure ship headed off planet. Before leaving, he mentioned wanting to express an incredible opportunity he had been invited to take part in, but no one's heard from him since. So they're basically it's track the cousin, find out what the opportunity was, and remind Eben Drake, Domina's cousin, of his obligations. So they head out. Turns out that the investigation into the Tage Corporation has revealed a mole. But Tage and Sana are going through while Lucky and his accomplice were sent off planet. Of course, Lucky, Aphra, and an unknown third party are all seemingly going to have their paths cross over the next few issues, and as well as War of the Bounty Hunters itself. And that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal account in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.